Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this simpler futures recap video, I'm going to cover the NQ. So you might wonder why I'm looking at BABA right now. I think there's a very interesting push-pull that's happening between US internet stocks and the very hot Chinese internet stocks right now, which you can track through KWeb. And I think there's a push-pull that's happening where a lot of attention in names like Tencent, in names like the heavier weighted names within the KWeb, BABA, Baidu. This is a who's who of these hot Chinese internet stock names, JD, Sina. What does this have to do with the NQ? Well, let's run through some of the heavier weighted names within the Nasdaq. In fact, I can show you them right here. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. Take a look at these names. They're really having a tough time punching up to higher highs. Well, in the meanwhile, KWeb and a lot of those names associated, heavier weighted names within KWeb, Tencent, BABA, Baidu, etc., they're not having that much trouble at all. And I think part of this is going to be flow. Who's getting the flow? Who's getting the attention? And where are the buyers right now waiting in line to get long? It's going to be right now in the names that are heavily weighted within KWeb. So a rollover here, a pullback here, I think bodes very well for those of us that are long the NAS. Watch this push-pull. When those heavier weighted names within the KWeb, again, Tencent, Alibaba, Baidu, JD, TAL Education, which is TAL, when those names start to roll over, watch how the names in the NAS, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Google, start to maybe gain some traction. We are long now the NQ from the 59.25 level. And so we finally got that conservative buy that we've been waiting for. Why conservative? Well, it has a lot to do with the wave and the grab and the propulsion dots, not to mention the freshness of the reorganized uptrend that we're seeing. And these are all things that I'm going to dive into on Saturday for my course, the TOPS course. Let me show you. That we'll be doing on Saturday between noon and 5 Central. There are 3 indicators that will allow you to instantly read any chart like a pro. And that might sound like hyperbole until you realize that the tools that I'm going to show you to use, wave, grab, propulsion, and the Darvis, automate market trend analysis and recognition, acceleration within trends, or even new acceleration within organizing trends, like we have right here on the NAS, and what could ultimately be support and resistance levels to keep an eye on. Realize every one of these things is completely automated. And that's what I'm going to be diving into. Now, based on these tools, we're long NQ. Based on these tools, we're also long the euro. We're short the US dollar, Canadian dollar, or for those of you that want to play the CD futures, get long Canadian dollar futures, we're long based upon these very tools. Because of propulsion, because of the organization of the wave, and because of support from the Darvis while printing, as you can see here, green grab candles. So these 4 tools that I'm going to show you automate your analysis and then just allow you to take the trades, see what's setting up, and then put the strategy to work that's most accurate for the underlying environment. And that's huge. In other words, looking for trend following entries to work within the context of a trend is exactly what we need to do. And then transitioning to looking for overbought, oversold markets, which is what we did for a while on the NQ. You guys might remember we took 2 very nice quick profits off the 6,000 area on the NQ. So why am I shifting now? It has a lot to do with the tools and propulsion and the way in which we're persisting with a very resilient NQ. So again, we're long NASDAQ. Keep the KWeb in mind if you're looking for higher highs in the NAS and in the SPOOs and in the ES contract. Keep an eye on that one. Because of the tech heavy nature of both these indexes, that KWeb rollover could be very interesting. And it could be a quick warning for those of you that have been playing Tencent, Baidu, BABA, JD, Sina. Could be a quick heads up to maybe be a little bit more cautious about re-entries in those names. I'll see you in the next update.